Hello students. So in the last video we discussed till this stanza, okay, and now we are going to see how Sir Ralph the Rover he does something which would affect the people who would travel in the sea, and also the good deed that was done by the abbot of Aberbrothock would be played. Okay, we'll see how he did that. The boat is lowered, the boatmen row, and to the Inchcape Rock they go. Sir Ralph bent over from the boat, and he cut the bell from the Inchcape float. Now, here in the ninth stanza, we see how uh, this rover, the pirate, the Ralph the rover, he executes his wicked plans. He got on the boat which the boatman rowed and took the boat to the Inchcape Rock. Now, there what he did is the only thing that he could do in order to stop people from praising the abbot of Aberbrothock, and in order to see that the ships would not travel safely, rather they would meet with some kind of accident here, they would clash against the rock, and that would be an advantage for the pirate. So he bends over and he cut the bell from the rock. So once the bell was cut, then no more, they could hear the sound of the bell, and hence it could not prevent the ships from knowing that there was a rock, and they could clash against it during the storm, especially. Okay, so he cuts the bell from the Inchcape float. Then down sank the bell with a gurgling sound. The bubbles rose and burst around. Quoth Sir Ralph, "The next who comes to the rock won't bless the abbot of Aberbrothock." So here we see that how this pirate was very much happy and satisfied with what he had done. He did not feel guilty about his act. Rather, he was very happy that he had done something due to which the people would no more now uh, bless or praise the abbot of Aberbrothock. So the next stanza, he pictures how the bell was sinking down, making the bubbling sounds. The bubbles from the, while the bell would sink, the bubbles rose and it burst around. Sir Ralph was very happy, thinking that the bell would save no more ships and the seamen would no longer bless the abbot. Now, this was also an advantage for him, that if the ships would clash against the rock, then because of the danger, it would be easy for this pirate, that is Sir Ralph, to attack those ships and plunder all their wealth. So he had dual intentions behind doing this act. Sir Ralph the Rover sailed away. He scoured the sea for many a day, and now grown rich with plundered store, he steers his course for Scotland's shore. Now here he sees that his act was completed, and so he leaves that place and he starts sailing the sea for many a days, and he starts attacking the ships and taking away all their wealth, and he started becoming rich by doing that. Okay, he started doing all of that, and one fine day he was very much satisfied with all the wealth that he had gathered. Okay, and he had grown rich with all that wealth, and he had now planned to return to Scotland. Okay, so he turned his ship and he started moving towards the shore of Scotland. Okay, so the next stanza, here we see that Sir Ralph the Rover, he sailed away from the rock, and thereafter he had robbed and looted many ships which met accidents, crashing to the Inchcape Rock. Now he is a rich man, and with all the looted treasures, he is now returning back to Scotland with his ship. Okay. So thick a haze overspread the sky, they cannot see the sun on high. The wind hath blown a gale all day. At evening it hath died away. Now here we see that again the poet, okay, Robert Southey, he is describing the atmosphere. Okay, so he describes an atmosphere where it is completely dark. Okay, it is very hazy, hence you cannot see anything clearly, and the wind had blown gale. Okay, gale means strong winds. Okay, now the whole day it had been, it was very windy, and in the evening it had become almost calm. Okay, so they could not see anything, neither was the wind giving them any kind of directions. The 12th stanza here. It describes a gloomy atmosphere on the day the rover is sailing to Scotland. The sun is hidden behind the thick fog, and strong winds were blowing all day. And now in the evening, it has stopped blowing. So the atmosphere is completely calm again. But this calmness is, a sign of the coming danger. Next, on the deck, the rover takes his stand. So dark it is, they see no land. Quoth Sir Ralph, it will be lighter soon, for there is the dawn of the rising moon. So again, once again, this pirate, okay, the rover, Ralph the rover, he comes on the deck, he stands there, and he tries to see things through his telescope, and he sees that there is no land that was seen because maybe probably it was very dark and it was very hazy, so he could not see any land. But he told his people that don't be worried, we will surely see some light because there is the rising moon, and with that we will be able to see something. Okay. So now the rover is on the deck of his ship and they cannot see land as it is very dark, like I told you. But he assures that the moon will appear soon and there will be light. Next. Can't steer, said one, the breakers roar, for methinks we should be near the shore. Now where we are I cannot tell, but I wish we could hear the Inchcape bell. Now in the 14th stanza, one of Ralph's men, he says that he hears the roaring sound of the waves breaking against something. So he hopes that they should be, near the shore. But he also regrets that how about it being the Inchcape Rock, and that if the Inchcape bell was there, then they would hear the sound. Okay, but the Inchcape bell is no more, as it could guide them in this situation. So he wished for the Inchcape bell to be there, but it was not there now. So he is now regretting that if this bell had been there, then they would understand exactly where they were and they would prevent their ship. They hear no sound, the swell is strong. Though the wind had fallen, they drifted along, till the vessel strikes with a shivering shock. Oh Christ, it is the Inchcape Rock. But there was no sound, and the tides were very strong. The rover and his team were drifting along with the ship, okay, because it was very windy, and they would not get the control of, the steers, and they were just moving in a particular direction. And suddenly, the vessel gets a jerk, and they all realize that the vessel had hit the Inchcape Rock. Sir Ralph the rover tore his hair. He cursed himself in his despair. The waves rush in on every side. The ship is sinking beneath the tide. Now here we see how this pirate, Sir Ralph the rover, he pulls his hair in frustration. He's very angry about himself and what he had done. He curses himself for his evil deeds. And meanwhile, the water starts filling in from every corner of the vessel and the ship starts sinking in the sea. But even in his dying fear, one dreadful sound could the rover hear, a sound as if with the Inchcape bell the devil below was ringing his knell. Now, the last stanza of the poem, as the rover is dying, he hears the sound like the ringing of the Inchcape bell, and it was not actually the bell, but the death knell that the devil himself was ringing beneath the water. Now, what is knell? Knell is the sound of a bell rung solemnly after death or at funeral announcements. So he could, like it is shown as if he could see his death, and now he knew that his life was about to end, and he was going on thinking about the wrong deeds, and because of which he himself today was in trouble. Not only trouble, but he has lost his life, okay, because of what he had done. So dear students, as we have seen, the poem The Inchcape Rock by Robert Southey delivers the message that one should not willingly cause harm to others. If they do, they would be punished in the end. In other words, it's as you sow, so shall you reap. It is our work that pays back later in our life. And we, my dear students, as you all are at this juncture of your life, it's very important that you be mindful of the acts or actions that you do. You always must remember whatever you do will come back to you. So if you do good things to others, good things will come back to you. If you do something bad or something wrong, then wrong things will come to you. Always keep your intentions clean and do your work with hard work and passion, and I'm sure good things will definitely happen with you in your life. So, here we end the poem, The Inchcape Rock. The icebreakers and the brainstorming section discussion will be done in the next video. Until then, have a nice day. Thank you.